Today is International Women's Day, a day traditionally when people around the world celebrate the accomplishments of women and rally for gender equality. But this month marks another anniversary as well. It's 1 year since we all started going into lockdown to combat the now not so novel coronavirus. And so for that reason, I want to talk about a little thing called the She-cession. Now, She-cession is a term coined by Institute for Women's Policy President Nicole Mason to talk about the disproportionate economic impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on women. Now, this is a really important term to sink our teeth into because the more research comes out, the more it becomes clear that this is a phenomenon around the world. In the US, over the past year, 5.5 million women's jobs have been lost, and that's 1 million more jobs lost than jobs from men. In the UK, it's pretty similar. Women have lost 12.9% of their earnings, which is double the amount lost from their male counterparts. And according to a report from UN Women that actually looked at 16 different countries, there are 1.7 times as many women outside of the workforce as men. Why is this? One reason for this is that around the world, women are more likely to work in certain sectors that have been particularly hit hard by lockdowns. Some of these are retail, hospitality. Women are more likely to work as educators and nurses as well, which, as we all know, are sectors that have been strained by the coronavirus pandemic. Of course, there's also some good old-fashioned sexism here as well. At home, women shoulder disproportionate amounts of household duties, which in these times can mean everything from taking care of a sick relative to helping your kid with virtual online learning. And all of that on top of a job that you're actually being paid for. Unfortunately, there's no vaccine for this kind of sexism and gender inequality, but we can talk about how we can build a better future when we all go back to normal. To start with, media should make sure to amplify women's stories so that we can understand the full extent of this She-cession. And also, media needs to acknowledge that not all women are in the same boat. While a Forbes article pointed out that women might come out of this as entrepreneurs, it's also important to recognize that a lot of women are just trying to take care of their responsibilities at home and support their families and might not be able to take these kinds of risks associated with that decision. So this International Women's Day, let's all come together and talk about solutions to end this She-cession for good and pave the way forward for a better world.